Abdul El-Sayed!
Abdul El-Sayed won the Democratic primary for Michigan Senate. He's a former public health official running on a progressive platform centered on getting money out of politics and a Medicare for all concept.
We're inviting you to that movement to get money out of politics so we can put money back in pockets and finally guarantee the promise of health care through Medicare for all.
El-Sayed beat Haley Stevens, who's a more moderate member of Congress who ran on a sort of pragmatic problem solver platform and sought to win over voters from the middle. Looking at these election results in the Michigan Senate race, there's really three key takeaways here. In a swing state like Michigan, seeing somebody win on an unabashedly progressive platform is a sea change, I would say, for the state of the Democratic Party. And what I've seen on the ground from people, just a real distaste for the status quo. While there are examples of progressives on the rise, I don't think that is solely the story of these midterms, but I do think voters are really looking for people who can tell them why they should vote for them and how they're going to change their lives. They really want a sense of what are you going to do with that power instead of just being anti-Trump. I think voters are showing that AIPAC spending can backfire in Democratic primaries, and there have been several examples of this now, this being probably the most expensive example.
And what we showed is that the power of our many is greater than the power of their money.
AIPAC is the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, and through their super PAC, they spent upward of $30 million on outside ads that either benefited Haley Stevens or opposed Abdul El-Sayed. If you look at polls, the Democratic electorate, as a majority position, does not want more funding to Israel and believes Israel's war in Gaza is a genocide. We've seen that in polls, and I think that's reflected in this rejection. And so the funding part of it and the foreign policy part of it both favored him right now because of these broader shifts in how Democrats view Israel. He will face Mike Rogers in November, and Mike Rogers is a Republican who is very aligned with Donald Trump. The Democrats have been clear to say that they see him as a rubber stamp for Trump. I think it will be a challenging race for several reasons that relate to El-Sayed's platform, relate to the idea of what's possible in a swing state, and challenging those ideas of what's considered an electable platform. But I do think that right after, the victory, the Democratic ticket and the state Democratic Party and the DNC really coalesce around saying, okay, we've got our person now. We're going to go, full tilt behind this person. So I think those divisions that were very clear, very rancorous in a primary are likely to be put to rest to move toward people's understanding of how important this seat is in November. Michigan is crucial for Democrats' path to retaking the Senate, which is already a sort of long odds concept, just given what they would need to win in order to do so. But without Michigan, their pathway is pretty unsettled, unclear. So Democrats need to keep this seat. It is a democratically held seat currently, so they need to keep it in their column if they have any hopes, really, of retaking the chamber.